Hey guys, it's time for another video. Today I did a kind of a 100 the show on the CW inspired look. A lot of them have a lot of small braids and ponytails, as if they could actually do that where they're out on the earth with after a nuclear bomb. Anyways, so here is the look. I did 2 French braids on this side, and I have a kind of like a semi-poof here in the front, and 2 more braids on this side that all go back into my ponytail in the back. If you guys want to see how I do this, just hang on just a second and I'll go ahead and show you. Alright guys. Okay, so for this look, you guys will need a couple of different things. You'll need some plastic hair ties. You can buy like 400 of these at CVS for just a couple bucks. You will need a fishtail comb. You will also need a regular brush as well as a regular hair tie. So the first part is it's going to be a lot of sectioning to section out the different braids that we're going to do. So this first part, you're going to want to make sure that all your hair is brushed back so that you're looking at a nice even amount of hair while you're sectioning. So the first section is going to be this top section. I do it from the point of the arch of my eyebrow on either side and just go up, and then I go back and make sure that's a pretty straight line going back to start. And then once you have that, you have a good starting point here. I bring it down just a little bit and I go up and bring it in just a bit, and kind of start just a little bit further down and angle it in. So now I'm going to section a small piece, this piece, and I'm going to go parallel with this line and go straight back, and then go ahead and just take a look at it, make sure that it's parallel and it's a smooth line all the way back. Looks pretty good except for a couple of these really fine pieces. And you want to do it maybe a little bit thicker than I have it here so that the second one is about the same width here. You want the same width that you have right here between these 2 parts to be down here when we do the next one. Alright, so to get started, just start your French braid, and with these you want to pick up as small pieces as you're going up as possible, and you're also going to want to make sure as you're braiding, you're pulling it up this direction. Don't pull it back or down, otherwise when you go to put it up into the ponytail, it's going to have a lot of bumps in it. Alright, I'm making sure I'm grabbing all the pieces from this part all the way down to my ear, and I'll just divide them into 3 pieces and start the braid, and just picking up, I'm not picking up very much here, very small pieces so that the braid doesn't, so it stays small but it also stays very defined. As if you pick up more pieces, it's not as defined, and it's the amount of pieces you have to pick up to get to the end is so much less that it doesn't look as defined. Alright, so I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this part because this is boring. And brush through that, And now this will make it easier if you work from the bottom up. That way, when you're picking up, you're not going to pick up anything that should have been in this braid because it's already in there. So that is good. And same thing with this one, you're going to want to go and angle it back as you go. So again, same thing, gonna start here at the arch of my eyebrow, and I'm gonna go straight back for my first piece, and it looks pretty even. I try to keep it as even as possible, so that, because this piece is gonna go back, we're not gonna braid this. So I just wanna make sure that the section that I have here is as even from this side to this side as possible. So now that I know it's even, I'm not going to mess with this piece here because I know it's where it should be, but I am going to brush it over and go ahead and make a more diagonal line in towards where my ponytail is going to sit. I'm going to do that same thing again, where I'm going to section off my top braid and then go ahead and do the bottom braid and then do the top braid, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that all that I have left that is not a part of something is this top section here. It goes all the way back, but as you can see, it creates a V because both these are angled in. So with all of this hair, the easiest thing that I find to do with it is to go ahead and make it into a tiny little ponytail. That way, when you pull it into the ponytail, it doesn't sit on top of any of this. It stays in its triangular shape that you've made for it. So I'm just going to take another one of these tiny little black hair ties, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to make a tiny little ponytail out of it. Perfect. And then I'm going to take a bobby pin and push it forward. And then when I go back, all of this hair that's in this little ponytail will go back right on top. Alright, so now for the last step, I got a regular full-sized ponytail holder, and I have a bobby pin. You may need a couple more than just the one to go ahead and push this guy forward. So what I'm going to do is first I just thread this underneath here through the elastic and pretty much straight in. And I just kind of push it far as forward as I want. And then now it's been secured down, so it will stay more pushed forward instead of when I bring everything back, it won't fall forward. So regular hair tie. I'm going to find everything that is not a braid and not this ponytail up here and bring it into the ponytail first and make sure that that is all smooth before I bring in any of the braids. So I'm just going to pull the braids out to the side. I'm going to pull this guy forward so I'm not strapping it down too far. Missed a step there. Alright, so then you're going to take these guys and you're just going to bring them into the ponytail. And you can see I have a little bump here, but we can fix that in just a second with a bobby pin. So I'm just taking each one of these guys and bringing them into the ponytail. Just like that. And then I'm just making a regular ponytail. And now you have a really awesome looking kind of 100. I don't know if anybody watches that show. It's on the CW. The 100, they all kind of have this cool braided hair even though they're uncivilized on Earth, and somehow they all have little tiny elastics to put in their hair in time to do all of that. Makes sense, right? Right. Alright. So now that I've done that, the only other thing that I would do is to touch up the braids. Is I might straighten some of these last pieces that are kind of sticking out, and just kind of curl them under with the straightener so that when they sit in the ponytail, they sit a little more together with it, because they kind of have, they're a little stiff and they have a mind of their own. But here is the finished look. And it's a pretty cool summer look, especially in the summer when you just want to wear your hair up all the time because it's so hot, and you kind of feel like just a regular old messy bun is getting a little old. You can always do something like this and have a little more oomph to your style. But before I go, I will show you if you do have any, I have right here, I have a little tiny bump. What you can do is, if you were to have a large one that you wanted to get out of the way, you take a bobby pin and you're going to point it into the direction of the braid, and you can take that little bump, hold it down, put the bobby pin on it, close the bobby pin, and then put the end piece of the bobby pin and just thread it right into the braid. So now that bobby pin is sitting right here. You can see a little bit of the end of it. Usually I use a blonde one so that you can't see it, but you can thread it right down into the braid. There we go, now you can't even tell. So it's sitting underneath this braid, but it is also holding this piece down, so that there is no bump there. So that's how you would fix any bumps if you have them. Other than that, you're ready to go. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.